I grew up in a village so small it didn't even have a proper name on the map, just a fading dot between forests and forgotten roads. Nothing ever happened there. No crime. No strangers. No noise after 10. Until the tracks appeared. It was late October, the kind of cold that slips into your bones. I was walking back home across the field, behind our house, when I noticed something wrong with the frost. Footprints. But not normal ones. They were spaced unevenly, like something limped. 3 impressions. Always 3. One deeper than the others, as if it carried more weight. The pattern repeated across the frozen ground, cutting through the field toward the forest. I crouched down. Each print looked almost human, but stretched. Long toes. Too long. The middle one deeper, like it pressed harder. Like it balanced on 3 limbs. I followed them halfway to the tree line before the air changed. The forest went silent. No wind. No birds. No distant dogs barking. Just silence thick enough to choke on. That's when I heard it. A dull thud. Behind me. I turned slowly. Another thud. Closer. Something was stepping in the exact rhythm of those prints. 3 beats. Step, step, drag. Step, step, drag. I ran. I didn't look back, not even when I heard something shift in the trees. Branches snapping. Something tall forcing its way through. When I reached our yard, the porch light flickered, then died. And in the darkness, just beyond the fence, I saw it for the first time. A silhouette. Too tall. Bent slightly forward. One arm hanging longer than the other. And one leg missing. Or maybe not missing. Maybe it simply didn't need it. 3 limbs touched the ground. It tilted its head. Then it stepped back into the trees. 3 sounds. Step, step, drag. That night, I didn't sleep. At 2:17 a.m., something knocked on my window. 3 times. I froze in my bed. 3 knocks. Slow. Deliberate. My window faced the backyard. 2nd floor. No ladder. No trees close enough to climb. 3 more knocks. I forced myself to look. The curtain moved slightly, like something brushed against it from outside. My hands were shaking as I reached forward and pulled it aside just an inch. Nothing. Just darkness. Then, a shape shifted below. Not at the window. On the ground. It stood directly beneath my room, looking up. Its body was thin and elongated. One leg bent backward at an impossible angle. One arm too long, fingers almost touching the dirt. And a 3rd limb, thicker, stronger, protruding from its spine, helping it balance. It wasn't missing a leg. It had grown another. Its head jerked to the side. It smiled. Not with lips. With something deeper. And then it began climbing. Not like a human. Not like an animal. It pressed 2 limbs to the wall and used the 3rd to hook into the bricks. Its joints cracked with every movement. 3 movements at a time. I stumbled back from the window. The knocking returned. But now it was against the glass. Soft. Patient. I grabbed my phone. 2:23 a.m. No signal. The house creaked. From downstairs. 3 steps. Inside. My bedroom door slowly began to open. I didn't see it enter, but I heard it breathing. Behind me. 3 breaths. Inhale. Inhale. Long exhale. Something cold brushed against my neck. And then, everything stopped. Silence. When I woke up, it was morning. My door was closed. My window locked. But on the inside of the glass, 3 long scratches. I tried to convince myself it was stress, sleep paralysis, imagination, until Mr. Hrutsenko disappeared. He lived 2 houses away. Old. Quiet. Never left the village. One morning, his door stood open. Inside, the furniture was overturned. Deep marks carved into the floor. Not random. 3 parallel grooves leading from the kitchen to the back door and into the forest. The police came. Searched. Found nothing. No blood. No body. Just tracks. 3 prints in the mud. That night, the power in the village went out. Every house. At exactly 2:17 a.m. I knew the time without checking, because it was standing in my yard again, this time closer, under the dead apple tree, its spine limb pressed into the soil like a spear. The other two bent unnaturally as it crouched, watching, waiting. Then it did something new. It spoke. Not words. A sound like bones grinding together. 3 pulses. The dogs in the village started howling. Lights flickered back on. And it was gone. The next morning, 3 houses were empty. No signs of struggle. Just doors open. And that same pattern carved into wooden floors. 3 lines. Always 3. I searched old village records in the small church archive. And I found something. A story written in 1893. They called it The Third Walker. It appeared every 27 years. Always in autumn. Always at 2:17 a.m. It didn't kill randomly. It chose. People who lived alone. People whose houses stood closest to the forest. It didn't eat them. It took them. The journal ended with one final note. It moves on 3 because it was broken. It seeks the 4th. I realized something. The disappearances stopped after 3 people vanished. 3. Not random. A count. I checked the calendar. 27 years ago. 3 missing. Before that. 3. Before that. 3. And now. 3 again. But something was wrong. I lived closest to the forest. And I lived alone. The count wasn't finished. It was waiting for one more. Tonight is the 27th day since the tracks appeared. 2:16 a.m. The air is freezing again. I hear it outside. 3 steps circling my house. Step, step, drag. Step, step, drag. It's not hiding anymore. It wants me to understand. The journal's final line wasn't about a missing leg. It was about balance. 3 taken. 1 remains. To make 4. The window just cracked. Not shattered. Pressed inward. Its long spine limb pierced through first. Searching. Feeling. My bedroom door is open again. 3 breaths in the dark. It doesn't want to kill me. It wants to change me. To break something. To make me like it. So it won't walk alone. I can see it clearly now. Its face is stretched skin over something moving beneath. It extends its extra limb toward me. And I feel my bones tightening. Shifting. I understand now. The 4th limb isn't missing. It grows. From the chosen. The forest is quiet again. But there are new tracks in the frost. 4 prints. Uneven. One deeper than the others. And they lead away from the village. Step. Step. Drag. Step.